The largest gingerbread house ever built was big enough to walk through, measuring over 39,000 cubic feet. Now that's a sweet real estate deal. If you could build your dream gingerbread house, what would it look like? Let's step inside the factory and see how these holiday icons are made. Once upon a time, well, the Middle Ages, gingerbread wasn't the whimsical treat we know today. It was a medicinal marvel, made with ginger imported along the Silk Road, a spice so precious it was practically the Bitcoin of its day. Monks and skilled bakers shaped this spicy dough into everything from kings to knights, probably because nothing says holiday cheer like a cookie shaped like your feudal overlord. Then came Germany in the 16th century, where gingerbread houses truly took root. Bakers, likely inspired by a love of architecture and a shortage of building permits, began crafting elaborate cookie homes. This was also when the brothers Grimm published Hansel and Gretel, a bedtime story about two kids encountering a candy-coated death trap in the woods. Somehow, people thought, this is a great idea for a family holiday tradition, because nothing says Christmas like questionable parenting and a house held together with calories. When German immigrants brought their gingerbread traditions to America, things got even sweeter. Early settlers adapted the recipes, adding their own spin. These weren't the Pinterest-worthy houses of today. They were simpler structures, probably with walls that leaned a little too far to the left. And let's face it, some probably skipped the decorating altogether and just ate the dough. Because who has time for engineering when cookies are on the line? By the Victorian era, gingerbread had become firmly rooted in Christmas celebrations. It was versatile, delicious, and durable, perfect for a time when refrigeration was a luxury and cookies had to survive both the holidays and Aunt Martha's overly enthusiastic wrapping. In modern times, gingerbread houses have evolved into high-stakes competitions, with some creations looking more like mini mansions than modest homes. Every year, ambitious bakers spend hours crafting edible works of art, while the rest of us struggle to keep the roof from sliding off. It's a humbling experience. One moment you're feeling like a contestant on the Great British Bake Off, and the next, your gumdrop chimney is rolling across the table like a rogue marble. And then there are the world records. Texas, never one to do things halfway, built the largest gingerbread house in 2013. It was 39,000 cubic feet, contained 35 million calories, and probably required zoning approval. Imagine the cleanup. Oh, sorry, this isn't snow, it's powdered sugar. Today, gingerbread houses are less about historical significance and more about family fun and the inevitable frosting fight. Whether you're an ambitious baker or someone whose house looks more like a pile of rubble, the joy is in the making. And if your roof collapses, just call it modern art and eat the evidence. The foundation of any gingerbread house starts with the dough, a mixture of carefully selected ingredients designed to create a sturdy yet edible product. Factories source high-quality flour with a high protein content to ensure the dough has enough structure to hold up walls and roofs. Molasses, the ingredient that gives gingerbread its rich color and characteristic chew, is selected based on flavor intensity and moisture content. Too much moisture and the dough will sag during baking. Too little and it will crumble. Ginger, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg are the stars of the show blended in precise ratios. These spices not only add the iconic holiday flavor, but also act as natural preservatives, which is why a gingerbread house can last throughout the season without spoiling. Large industrial mixers combine these ingredients with sugar and shortening, which are critical for texture. Shortening keeps the dough pliable enough to roll while also ensuring it doesn't crack during baking. The mixing process in a factory is a marvel of consistency. Massive stainless steel mixing bowls, capable of holding hundreds of pounds of dough, use paddles to blend the ingredients. These machines mimic the kneading process, incorporating just enough air for structure without overworking the dough. The mixing temperature is closely monitored, as too much heat can prematurely activate the leavening agents, compromising the dough's strength. Once the dough is mixed, it's transferred to rolling machines. These machines are calibrated to roll the dough into perfectly even sheets, often just a few millimeters thick. In a home kitchen, you'd roll dough by hand, but factories rely on massive rollers with adjustable settings to achieve uniformity. This step is critical. If one part of a sheet is thicker than another, the gingerbread might bake unevenly, leading to weak spots or warping. The rolled sheets are then fed through giant steel cutters which stamp out the walls, roofs, doors, and sometimes decorative elements like trees or people. These cutters are designed for efficiency, maximizing the use of each sheet and minimizing waste. Any scraps are collected, rekneaded, and rolled again for the next batch, ensuring no dough goes unused. Even at this stage, the dough is carefully checked for consistency. Temperature and humidity play a huge role in the dough's texture, so factories often have climate-controlled rooms to ensure optimal conditions. The cutout pieces are carefully placed onto conveyor belts, lined with heat-resistant baking mats. These belts feed the pieces into enormous tunnel ovens that can stretch for tens of meters. Unlike home ovens, which apply heat from all sides, these industrial ovens are designed for precision baking. Heat zones within the oven ensure the gingerbread bakes evenly, achieving a crisp exterior while retaining a slight chew in the center. The baking temperature is typically set between 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius, with baking times calibrated to the size and thickness of the pieces. Larger walls may take longer to bake than smaller decorative items. Timing is everything. Underbaked gingerbread is too soft to support a house, while overbaking can lead to brittle pieces that crack under the weight of frosting and candy. Once baked, the gingerbread pieces are conveyed into cooling chambers. These chambers use controlled airflow to cool the pieces evenly, preventing them from warping, a critical step when precision is key for assembly. With the pieces cooled and hardened, the real artistry begins. Decorating gingerbread in a factory requires a combination of automation and human touch. Machines equipped with programmable nozzles apply royal icing in intricate patterns, outlining windows, doors, and other features. Royal icing is used because it dries quickly and acts as an edible glue, perfect for holding candy in place. The icing is made in industrial quantities, using egg whites or meringue powder, powdered sugar, and stabilizers to ensure consistency. It's stored in large tanks and piped through precision nozzles. The machines can be programmed to mimic hand piping, creating everything from scalloped roof edges to snowflake patterns. For kits with more elaborate designs, human decorators may step in. Workers hand-place gumdrops, candy canes, and chocolate buttons on the pieces, ensuring they align with the design template. Each element is chosen not only for its aesthetic appeal, but also for its ability to adhere to the icing without sliding off during shipping. Once decorated, the gingerbread pieces move to the packaging line. Each piece is sorted and carefully checked for quality. Cracks or broken edges are discarded. Factories take special care in packaging to ensure the delicate pieces survive transportation. Foam inserts or dividers are often used to keep the walls and roofs from jostling against one another. The icing mix and candy decorations are measured and sealed in airtight packets. These components, along with the gingerbread pieces, are placed into boxes designed to protect the kit while showcasing the finished product. Instructions are included, often with diagrams to guide builders through the assembly process. Premium kits might even include extras like piping bags or decorative bases. Every step of the process is subject to rigorous quality control. Teams of inspectors monitor the consistency of the dough, the precision of the cuts, and the final baked texture. Random samples are taken from each batch for stress testing. Yes, stress testing. Pieces are subjected to light pressure to ensure they won't break easily during assembly. If a batch fails, adjustments are made to the dough recipe or baking process. Some factories even conduct taste tests, ensuring the gingerbread retains its signature spiced flavor. After all, even though most gingerbread houses are built for display, many will inevitably be eaten, either intentionally or as a result of structural failure. Gingerbread houses have earned their iconic status because they embody the essence of holiday tradition, creativity, togetherness, and a sprinkle of indulgent fun. Their enduring popularity can be traced back to the perfect combination of cultural heritage, sensory appeal, and emotional connection. At their core, gingerbread houses are more than just festive decorations. They're an experience. From rolling out the spice dough to carefully placing candy roof tiles, every step invites participation and creativity. Whether you're a professional baker crafting intricate designs or a child gleefully slapping icing onto a crooked wall, the act of building a gingerbread house is as joyful as the finished product. They're not just made to be admired, they're made to be shared, laughed over, and sometimes eaten. The sensory appeal of gingerbread houses also plays a huge role in their fame. The warm, spicy aroma of gingerbread evokes feelings of comfort and nostalgia, while their bright, candy-coated exteriors capture the whimsy of childhood. This sensory combination ties gingerbread houses irrevocably to Christmas, reinforcing their place in holiday traditions. Their staying power lies in their adaptability. Over centuries, gingerbread houses have evolved from simple, rustic creations to extravagant edible sculptures, allowing them to appeal to every generation. They've also found a place in pop culture, from holiday competitions to being featured in films, keeping them relevant and inspiring new traditions. But perhaps the biggest reason gingerbread houses remain so beloved is their ability to create memories. Every frosting disaster, every misplaced gumdrop, and every triumphant completion of a gingerbread masterpiece becomes part of the family story. Year after year, the tradition of building these edible homes reminds us of the joy of creating something together, even if it doesn't turn out perfectly. That's how gingerbread houses go from factory to festive. Are you team DIY or ready-made? Let us know, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more holiday fun.